This is our own, let's cherish our own. Ghana Premier League is back again. I say this is our own, let's cherish our own. Division 1 League is back again. This is our own, let's cherish our own. Ghana Premier League is back again. This is our own.
Right, finally, Super Clash is here, and that's what we're going to talk about on this very episode. This is Ghana Premier League Extra. You know what we do already? We talk about things pertaining Ghana football, Ghana sports, and everything there is to know when it comes to the sporting horizon of Ghana. Remember to turn on post notifications, subscribe, share the link. Feel free to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. If it is bash and crap bash here, you're baby reply. Thank you. And I said, let's be serious here. Please, hey, play that. So thanks so much for joining us on this one. We have a very nice gentleman here. I'm going to talk about the Ghana Premier League and then a lot more. Maybe after this one, we talk about a lot more as well. But the Ghana Premier League, match day 13, right? It just started, it'll be 13 already. Okay, so 13, Super Clash, Ghana's version of El Clasico. The Kaka, the Kaku, the Coca, the Kaka, Phobia Galacticos, and Adokoja Barcelona, and Asia. Yes, at the Baba Sports Stadium tomorrow, 15 December 2024. So that's what we're going to talk about. This nice gentleman here will take us through what we have to expect in the game tomorrow. Yes, Evans, if it's Yadom Boache, Sanade.
Yeah, that's the correct.
Evans Boache Yadom Boache. And now, I don't know the Yadom Boache, and you Boache Yadom.
So it will be a thing that baby free in a bit with it.
And now, free never.
Me feel very brave.
Free now, bye.
Me feel I'm back. She feel I'm bye. Yeah.
Okay. So far this week, you are in Kumasi, you're on grounds, obviously. And how has the anticipation been for Super Clash? Previously, publicity, so up back, but then this one, how is it going?
All right. So, good day to our viewers. Do all to subscribe and share the link out. So the euphoria around Ghana's Super Clash has been on the rise this week.
Really?
I think I will applaud the media team of Kumasi Asante KOTOKO. I mean, they still need a PR, a permanent PR who will be going around to advertise their games and to hype their games. But then their media team, I think they've used some unconventional methods to hype and then beef the euphoria around the team. And that of the Ghana Football Association too has tried their pattern. So the euphoria generally has been on the rise. And so we can look forward to at least an increased number of spectators at Baba Sports Stadium tomorrow. I mean, when KOTOKO went to Obuasi, many of the fans who wanted to go to the stadium, but then, I mean, transportation, and yeah, easy.
But Obuasi near far from Kumasi.
Yes, and yeah, kilometers, message transportation.
And Omubotum.
Yes, and Obutomasem. So, bit me an antenna, someone antekoi, but
the girl do what? Dressing. There's no Uchawa Koko.
We see. Thursday, Hindu Sunday.
Samuel Quantana. We don't see no one kakra.
Yes, but then this Kumasi and it's just here. So I think supporters of both sides, House of Football doors from Kumasi.
Oh really?
They are always at the green stands. So tomorrow I'm expecting no less than 20,000 spectators because it's been such a long time since we saw that amount of crowd troop to the Baba Stadium to watch their favorite teams. Yes, the teams haven't been performing to the expectation of both fans, but then there's a time that you come around and you're in December. Yeah, we get it. We are getting to the festive season. So come around, meet friends that you've met for the last time, that you've not met for a couple of times, and then make merry, enjoy your team, whether you lose, win or draw, go home in peace. You fight to be you are coming to play football. Let's come comport ourselves, watch good football, and go home in peace. Yeah.
Okay, then let's delve straight into the football, right? This season, none of the teams have been consistent, right? Obia, a performance, sometimes was a downward spiral, not a basro kakra. We are not a bit consistent for 2 or 3 games. Because started very well, wins against Karela and Swatre at Watu, but then it got to a time against Legon Cities, Nanyama Juruguye. I think it started with Basake.
Yes,
where they draw. Yes, so Legon City is not Enyama Taba from to one of that. I think Hearts of Lion. And they finally redeemed themselves at Doma and on the feature stars to us. Do you think they are in their best atmosphere or the mindset for this game after picking up a win against Mediamen and then getting the icing on the cake against Ediana, getting an icing on the cake against Future Stars?
Right. Having gone 3 defeats back to back to back to back and traveling to Doma, I think KOTOKO fans least expected a win, but then they were able to go there to beat them. Prosper Ogun's first season, he went there and broke that that deadlock that has been hanging on KOTOKO.
I think that was for 10 years or so.
Yeah, 10 years.
Do you have yet to score a goal?
Yes, they have not scored a goal there, but then he went there, beat them 2-0, and this year too he went there and beat them by 2-0. So
I think Ogum is on course to win the league once again.
No. Really, it's
Also, but
yeah.
in the first season, he beat them by 2-0, and then he won
the league. Yes, and he's beating them by 2-0, and he's struggling in the league. So I can't make an emphatic statement that because he's beaten or he's beaten that win against Agiana Stars at Doma, because Agiana Stars themselves are struggling in the league. You could testify, and so Ogum has a lot of work on his hands. If they had played House of Folk maybe a fortnight ago, they would have been in the good mood to face them because momentum were on their side. But then after 2 weeks break, you would expect that the players will have to regroup and they will need external motivation to play against House of Folk. If you are a Kumasi Asante KOTOKO player, intrinsically, I think you are trained and mentored to be heart-hardened whenever you're going to face House of Folk. And so they have the intrinsic motivation already, but then they need to be motivated externally for tomorrow's crash. Yeah.
Okay, then let's look at Hearts of Folk. Hearts of Folk were on a 3-game winning streak, and then in Swatman Sport the party, Coach Apreko and this guy Steven Dio came to Legon Sports Stadium, and then they scored first. Salim Adams and spectacular strike. It drew them or got them a points on that day, and they played against Immigration in the MTNFA Cup, winning I think 4-0. Yeah. So, and the next game after a break is against KOTOKO. They mostly say KOTOKO Babaya Yomofie, and they are coming here. Do you think this is the right time for them to play, and at least the time for them to get the win?
Yeah. Whether the right time or the wrong time, the match will come off tomorrow, and so I can't say whether it was the right time for Hearts of Folk to meet Kumasi Asante KOTOKO. Maybe the right time would have been when KOTOKO were losing back to back to back. Maybe they would have loved to play them then. But now that they've gone on 2 matches win streak, I think House of Folk couldn't fancy to meet KOTOKO tomorrow. But then all the same, they have their players on grounds. Coach Abubakar Otara, I've been following their training sessions this weekend. It looks like he's motivated. He hasn't beaten Prosper Ogum yet, and so he would fancy beating him for the first time and then moving up a bit on the table. One is lying on the 7th, House of Folk with 19 points, followed cleanly by Kumasi Asante KOTOKO with 18 points. Just a point separating these two sides. So House of Folk in their last 5 matches have won 4, and so their form guide is cool. But then this Kumasi Asante KOTOKO House of Folk, they say form guide doesn't mean a thing. The only indicator that is important is the results on the day. And so if you have even gone 10 on 10 matches coming into the game and you come and you fumble, the supporters wouldn't leave you to go scot-free. So House of Folk have a match on their hands tomorrow, and they must do everything they can to at least get a point. The last time they pick up full 3 points against Kumasi Asante KOTOKO at Babaya Sports Stadium in a league game was in 2015. So that's 9 years. 9 years. So that adage that Kumasi or the Babaya Sports Stadium is their home maybe used to exist in the 20th century, maybe used to exist in the early century. That's what they say. I'm not a part of those who say that, so you get it. Maybe used to exist in the early 21st century, but then if you are here to beat someone competitive
in 9 years,
that place, I don't think that place is your hope, because the last 2 matches hasn't gone in their favor. The last 2 matches, KOTOKO has beaten them. One was a second encounter in the league, 2-0. Kain Kesi, Steven Dizimukwale's brace. And the last time they met, KOTOKO beat them by 2-1 with that double strike from Peter Midwalkwa cementing their win. And so House of Folk have a job on their hands tomorrow. And Coach Abubakar Ouattara needs to step up, motivate his boys so that they are able to pick up their first win competitively against Kumasi Asante Kotoko at the Obara Sports Stadium in 9 years.
Okay, so first will it take for Ouattara, Pobiman Pep Guardiola, Pobiman Enzo Maresca to break that 9-year jinx? Yeah. 9 years. What is he supposed to do? What new thing should he do? What did Samabodo fail to do? What did Martinez Copan fail to do that you think he should do to get the 3 points?
Oh, I think he knows more than I do. I mean, he is an experienced gaffer. He's managed top class teams. He's well traveled, and then he has a lot of experience under his belt. I think over the week he's had the opportunity with his video analyst to assess the Kumasi Asante Kotoko side and is able to find weaknesses within their team. It's always good to play to your strength than to play to your opponent's weakness, because when you play to your strengths, you're able to maximize the game and get the best out of it. So what I would tell Coach Ouattara is that going into the game, he should focus on his strengths. Focus on the strength of Yaya Abdraman. Focus on the strength of Mawuli Wayo. Focus on the strength and play to the ability of HAMZA Issa. At the tail end of last season, HAMZA Issa became the poster boy of the Ghana Premier League, but then he struggled this year.
So
he has struggled.
So what contributing to him struggling this year?
I mean, that sign throw away your players hasn't gone on with them, because you expect some sort of team bonding and team chemistry from some consistency. But if he's to play with a new set of players every season, I think you don't expect him to be giving up those high-level performances year in year out. Last season, he was playing with different set of players. He was playing in the midst of Kashala Ramos, different set of guys. And just behind him, Issa Kuka. Just behind him was Salifu Ibrahim. This year, he's playing with different sets of players. He has Mawuli Wayo, Sani Muhammad, Hussein Muhammad. And so these are different guys. Yes, they have that creative spark within their belts. They are skillful. They create chances. They score goals. But then, when you are playing with new set of players for the very first time, I mean, it will take you some time to be able to get abreast with their style of play and how they play to suit you. And so 2 weeks break is enough and more than enough to do all those homework. We don't want to hear any coach say that I'll go home and do my homework. Do the homework before tomorrow. Do it now. Do it now before tomorrow. You want to see good football. And so Coach Ouattara, just play to the strength of HAMZA Issa. If you're able to find him, he will find the back of the net for you. Yeah.
Okay, so if you are talking about HAMZA Issa and goal scoring, then you can't talk about goal scoring in this encounter.
Yeah.
Without talking about
Albert AMOAH.
Adakujachi. Adakujachi Lewandowski.
Yeah.
You see, so Albert AMOAH has been the top guy for KOTOKO this season. Even when things become difficult, he's the only guy who actually bails them out almost every time. If he's not scoring the survivability, the team is not getting the team maximum points. Yes. And then I don't remember Gabe, except Legon Cities that he scored, that KOTOKO lost. Yes. So Albert AMOAH should get a goal if they want to win tomorrow. How should KOTOKO play to favor Albert AMOAH? Because if Albert AMOAH doesn't score, Chebafo is not scoring, Sakalaba is not scoring, Babaria is not scoring, Pitamidi is not scoring, Fernando Wisdom, Vinicius, Neymar Bassi not scoring. So how should they craft the game for Albert AMOAH? Because a fan of KOTOKO has promised him some dollars for each goal he scores. So yes. So how should he, or what should they do to get him the dollars tomorrow?
Kumasi Asante Kotoko have scored 10 league goals, and out of that, Albert AMOAH has 6. That's more than 50%, right? And so it means he's the go-to guy when they need the goals. And we all bear witness when the guy got injured, how goal scoring became a problem, or say a challenge for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, because the ever experienced Elvis Cheba for Awuchi has failed to do the work that we all expected him to do. But I don't blame him. KOTOKO made slim signings. The number of players that they kicked out and the number of players that they signed didn't match. And so when you get a player or two injured, you are left with a thin squad and you can't compete. But then after coming from injury, he's found his scoring boot, and then he's doing the goal scoring for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. If KOTOKO wants to get the best out of the game, and get the best out of Albert AMOAH, I think they would have to play through Emmanuel Antwi, because Albert AMOAH is a player who doesn't want to be involved so much in the game. He wants you to put it on the plate for him to bury. So when you get him so much into the game, you draw him so much away from the 18-yard box. And the more he is from the 18-yard box, the longer it takes him to score. The closer he is to the 18-yard box, the shorter it takes him to score. What I'm trying to say is that if the midfielders of Kumasi Asante KOTOKO are going to dictate play, so I'm expecting Emmanuel Antwi to come into the game. I'm expecting Baba Yaya to put on the form that we knew Baba Yaya of King Faisal. After coming to KOTOKO, I mean, he's been a purple shadow or a pale shadow of himself. He plays today, you don't see him tomorrow. Saka Dauda of Tanobo Fakwa. So much hype, so much enthusiasm. And KOTOKO paid hefty fee to bring you here. I'm not seeing that Saka Dauda. I expect the KOTOKO players to come into the game, come into the party, dictate play, create chances so that they're able to locate Albert AMOAH. I know if you locate him on 2 goal scoring opportunities, you are guaranteed a goal. This is not a guy who misses chances. And so when you play to suit the system, when you play to get him at the right areas, he's going to find the back of the net. Mind you, Accra Suffolk has an experienced goalkeeper in the shape of Benjamin Asare. And so it's going to be difficult to find the back of the net. But then he's been beaten. You get it? He's been beaten. Hasselhoff has considered 6 league goals. It means players have found the back of the net when Benjamin Asare is in the goal post. And so it's not going to take too much to beat him. But then it's going to take a whole lot of hard work to be able to locate Albert AMOAH so that he's able to find the back of the net. So I expect Emmanuel Antwi to do the work that he's been doing. I mean, of late, he went somewhere. You expected him to be the Magnifico, the one dictating play, just like Lamte was doing. But then, I mean, the experience between both cannot be compared. So you'd give him the benefit of the doubt. But tomorrow is the biggest game of his life. Yes, he's been called to the Black Stars. But then tomorrow's game is the game that you become a fan lover. This is the same game that has baptized Justice BLAY as a legend of Kumasi Asante KOTOKO, because he knows how to play against Hasselhoff. And so I expect midfielders of Kumasi Asante KOTOKO to dictate play and decide how the game goes. And it's going to be there playing to the ability of Albert AMOAH.
Okay, if they are playing to the ability of Albert AMOAH, then what should we expect tomorrow in the game? What are the dynamics? What are the things at stake for us to observe tomorrow?
Hasselhoff KOTOKO is one of the most difficult games to predict how it's going to go, because both teams know what they are doing. When I say they know what they are doing,
Operations?
oh, I mean, you know, people are working, people wouldn't sleep, and people,
are they working from a trunk room or they're working from the Subin area?
Charlie, you see, people are working and people are not sleeping, and they say tactics doesn't work on that day, but tactics works. And so if the two coaches are going to fine-tune their system, and the good thing is both clubs have been playing some beautiful football this season. Beautiful football. Hasselhoff has got some skillful players in their team that you love to watch there. And so I expect the game to be played on the ground. Beautiful football, good passes, switching of play, dictating of play in the midfield, and so that spectators would enjoy paying to come and watch that. What I expect Coach Prosper Teogum to do is that he's played 4 matches against Hasselhoff as a KOTOKO coach. He's won 3. He's drawn 1. So that thing that he's been doing to getting the results, he should do the same. I don't know what he has been doing. I don't know what he's been telling the boys. But I think if you've met someone 4 times and that team is here to score you, it means you've been doing something right. And so I expect him to do the things that he's doing right again tomorrow. What I will tell Abubakar Watara is that he knows the Ghana Premier League. He's an experienced gaffer. He knows his players. He came at the later stages of last year. And so he's gotten the opportunity to play some 29 matches with Hasselhoff. He has seen KOTOKO last season. He has seen KOTOKO this season. Before the season started, KOTOKO beat him. So if they want to continue being battered by KOTOKO, then you should go in the game to be battered. But if he wants to grind results, because if KOTOKO is to beat them, KOTOKO will leapfrog them on the league tape. I don't think that's what he wants to experience going to tomorrow's game. So I expect Coach Abubakar Ouattara to play his best players available. Supporters will always impose players on you. Supporters will always tell you that don't play this guy. The man said play this guy. The woman said bench this guy. We don't want to hear any. I mean, the man is there. The woman in Doma is there. So
they have a woman in their technical team or something.
No. But there's a certain woman who has been calling shots in player selection and lineups.
Really?
Yes. And so
is she part of the House of Folk board?
No.
Then who is she? Tell us.
She's there. I mean, she's there. And they know her. I expect Abubakar Ouattara. All that I know is that she lives around Doma in Yabono region. Yeah. So I expect Coach Abubakar Ouattara not to put his experience in coaching beside. He shouldn't sidestep his experience and go in for any hearsay or rumors. Play your best players available and they'll get you the results. Play your best players available. I don't think if the woman is to tell you to bench HAMZA, he's going to obey. So why will you obey when the woman tells you to bench your goalkeeper? No. Play your best players available. Play good football and you get results. KOTOKO is beatable. Lagos cities have beaten them. Nations have beaten them. And if we are to even compare, the teams that beat KOTOKO failed to beat House of Folk. Nations beat KOTOKO. I failed to beat House of Folk.
House of Lions beat House of Folk and KOTOKO.
Yes. That's an outlier. House of Folk beats Bechem. They beat KOTOKO. Nations beat KOTOKO. House of Folk drew. Yeah. House of Folk drew Adiana, but they were beaten by KOTOKO.
But House of Folk are to play Lagos.
House of Folk are to play Lagos cities. So it means House of Folk even has an upper hand coming into this game. But like I said, the super class doesn't favor the most up form. It's a whole new game on its own. And that 90 minutes tomorrow is going to be the lengthiest time Coach Abubakar Ouattara would have experienced in his entire life coaching House of.
So after 90 minutes, what do we expect? Your prediction? A very sharp one. I look into my camera. Your prediction for tomorrow is?
Last time at Babayara, kind courtesy, Steven Dezomuko's Breeze, KOTOKO beats House of Folk by 2 goals to 0.
My camera is lit.
House of Folk are yet to beat KOTOKO competitively at Babayara Sports Stadium. The last time. House of Folk are yet to beat Coach Postanate Ogun at Kumasi Asante KOTOKO
in 4 games.
In 4 games. KOTOKO have lost their last 2 league games, home league games. House of Folk are yet to lose their last 6 away league games. Their last 6 matches, taking 3 wins on the road. It means House of Folk are good travelers. And KOTOKO are not doing so good at all.
That was Obuasi.
But that was Obuasi. House of Folk's best tomorrow will be a draw.
Your score prediction?
2-1.
In favor of?
I mean, I've said House of Folk's best will be a draw. So if I'm saying 2-1, you know what?
So let's play a game. Your score prediction?
KOTOKO 2, House of Folk 1.
KOTOKO 2.
House of Folk 1.
Alright, so
I expect Hasusa Isa and Albert AMOAH to score.
Both to score.
I expect both players to score.
So KOTOKO.
If Arena will come, it'll come from Justice BLAY. If Arena will come, it will come from Justice BLAY.
Prophet Siva.
KOTOKO 2, House of Folk 1.
El Prophet. So yes, so that was it from Eva. Thanks so much for joining us on this one. We'll see you in the next one. Kindly do to like, share, subscribe, and share the link. I'll see you in the next one. For now, stay safe and do well to watch the other videos.